actually started answering my question when you were talking about...
Good. Next? No. Dirty.
I'm a person that, while I can't spend $8,000 on a machine to own, I can spend $5 on a machine on location, and I'm looking forward to doing that. And around 97 or so, Williams was trying to address operators' needs, the things that they were complaining about. They put the rails on and made a whole bunch of little innovations to try to make pinball without an operator.
Right.
What are some of the other things that you've done to try to make machines operator-friendly, where an operator feels good buying a pinball machine instead of just a driving game or something like that?
So in that, you know, a warranty is not measured in an amount of days. The primary warranty on the game is 1 year, which covers a lot of parts, a lot of major components, drivetrain, engine, things like that. Our distributors are able to offer a 2-year and a 3-year warranty on the game as well. So it's not 60 days or 90 days. You know, we're not going to run away. I'm going to tell you, I said this in Ohio, somebody asked me a similar question, and if the game's out of warranty and it needs an I/O board, and, you know, for some reason it's our fault that it needs the board, I'll come to your house, I'll change the board, you're not going to pay anything for that. Because that's what I did when I was Stern's biggest distributor, and we were selling thousands of games. You know, we did a 3-year warranty on a Stern pinball machine, and that's why we were able to build, you know, a customer base, and that's why we were able to support our customers, and that money came out of my left pocket. You know, there were many service calls that Larry and Steve and John and even me did that were free because we sold your game at that time for $3,500 or $4 grand. Somebody told me they're $8 grand now. I don't know how that happened, but they went from $3,500 to $4 grand. And now, a week later, like, your flipper stopped working. So what are we going to do? We're going to go to Mrs. Jones' house an hour away and charge you $100 to fix your flipper? I don't think so. I think Steve's going, he's doing what he's got to do, and you're not paying anything. And I'd rather have the goodwill in the bank. So the same thing, so think about it. If I did that for a company that I didn't own, what am I going to do for a company I do own? It's going to be endless. It's going to be seamless. By default, and not really my choice, my name is on the company. So that's another thing. So it's my reputation of 36 plus years in the industry. And I have my daughter works for the company now, Jen. And my son, when he gets out of college, he's going to work for the company. Because we have several companies that do different things in the amusement industry. So it's pinball, and it's other games that we build, and other games that we design, and all that. So we do that for operators now. You know, so I think the support's going to be there, and we'll continue to prove that. And what we're going to do also along that line, you know, Butch Peel, where are you? Okay. That guy, Butch Peel, okay, he's going to head up, you know, a service team in the U.S. He's going to be the guy that goes out, like years ago, they had different people at different companies. When Bally introduced their new operating system, it wasn't even called an operating system, I guess, with 8-ball, there was a guy, his name was Bernie Powers. You remember Bernie Powers, Steve? Remember Bernie Powers? No. So Bernie Powers went out, and I was a dumb technician, you know, and I remember sitting in a room with maybe 40 other operators, and Bernie taught everybody all about the game. Well, Butch is going to be doing that. He's going to be the guy that goes to our distributors around the country and sets up service seminars and support groups for servicing our game. But remember, we really didn't reinvent the wheel. We used a lot of standard, familiar parts, and we didn't do anything really radical with them. We didn't do Pinball 2000 with a monitor in the play field and all the shots going there. So when I look at the game now, I tell you what, to me, it's like, this game is really simple because I understand the game, of course. But, you know, brain surgery is difficult if you're not a brain surgeon. So, but you don't have to be a brain surgeon to fix this game. So, you had a question.
Yes, you may have already answered this too.
Good.
Why was the Wizard of Oz chosen as a theme for a game?
So, you know, there was a whole bunch of themes we were looking at, and one of the themes we were looking at were the Three Stooges, because I kind of liked the Three Stooges as a kid, you know, and we talked to those people, and there's a great guy that works in our industry and works for our company, Drew Maniscalco, and he does a lot of our licensing, among a million other things he does. And, you know, they kind of never got back to us. They were being very aloof, and they were saying, well, we got a movie coming out in a few years. Okay, great. And he went to Warner Brothers, and they had a whole load of titles. And there was a lot of really good titles. And one of the titles was The Wizard of Oz. And as soon as I saw that, Drew at the time, now he lives in New Jersey, but he was in Florida, and I called him right back and I said, get me The Wizard of Oz. And his response was, really? Right, really? Okay, I'll work on that. And we got it, and it was an expensive license. It's a difficult license to deal with. They have 2 full-time historians that protect that brand. And there's a whole process of approvals. And Disney right now is working on a movie called whatever with James Franco. They're working on a movie. So right now, Disney is kind of trying to come in and horn on what Warner Brothers owns. And Warner Brothers is going, listen, we own this, we own this, we own this, we own this. So for example, on our playfield, where it said flying monkeys, okay? They don't own the word flying monkeys. That's just something in the public. They own the word winged monkeys. So in the game, they're winged monkeys. You all know they're flying monkeys, right? So, anybody here a lawyer? Get out. No, I'm only kidding. You know, this is what it is. It's about protecting things, and you know, it's their intellectual property. We're in a very litigious society. And you know, you have 2 behemoth companies like Disney and Warner Brothers. Why did I get it? Because it appeals to young, it appeals to old, boy, girl. I don't need a pinball machine that's all death and fire and brimstone and comic books and men and women and everything else that goes there, okay? I don't want to ignore the smarter and fairer sex, the women. Okay? Thank you, David. Thank you. Thank you very much. And that's true. I believe in that, okay? So, and the funny thing, you know, my daughter, when she was little, Jen would watch The Wizard of Oz like 500 times a day. And she'd get her little basket. I got to find the videotape. She'd get a little basket and play Dorothy and have the little dog. When my age, okay, well, The Wizard of Oz only came on TV once a year. So this was a big family event. You remember Aunt Eleanor used to fall asleep watching it, and this one, they would make, one of my friends that owns a big arcade in New Jersey, Wayne Cimarelli, he's telling a story to Jen in the office a few weeks ago, and he says, I love The Wizard of Oz. And this guy's like 60 years old, which is not old. He says, I love The Wizard of Oz because that would be the one time of the year they would make Jiffy Pop. And I would get Jiffy Pop. This movie, it holds so many memories for so many people, and those people want to share that memory with the new generation. And why else? The artwork, the vivid storytelling of what the movie is. You know, it's not a slapstick comedy, but there's a lot of funny things happen in that movie. And it's really a story that after you watch it 500 times, you don't really know if Dorothy actually went to Oz or she had a dream when she got hit on the head with the window frame. You still don't know that. Every single time I watch that movie, and I've still watched it now a lot. I've learned so much about The Wizard of Oz. Jen and some of our people have gone to Wizard of Oz conventions, and we've been, people that are Wizard of Oz collectors, well, guess what? They rival us as pinball collectors, I gotta tell you that. Those people, you wanna see a group, you know, I've seen some shows where people get dressed up as pinball machines. You know, Mike does the Chicago show, Expo. Go to a Wizard of Oz convention. You'll see a lot of Dorothys, you'll see a lot of Tin Men, you'll see a lot of scarecrows, you'll see a lot of scary things. There you go. Lions and tigers and bears, oh my. So it's a really great, wonderful property. I created another game before I created the pinball. Another company I was working for, that I created a redemption game for them, a big pusher that's like $50,000, that it's been making $5,000 a day in certain locations in the amusement world. So I'm kind of like the person, I'm going to be known as the Wizard of Oz in our industry now because I brought the Wizard of Oz to our industry. Roger Sharp brought it to slot machines, and it's consistently the #1 slot machine around the world. I think they have 7 or 8 different model Wizard of Oz. So now when I go to Atlantic City and I play the Wizard of Oz and I lose $300, I ask my accountant, can I write that off as research? No, you cannot. So, it's kind of interesting. Yes?
So how do we buy one and can we get a discount if you listen to that?
If anybody got a discount talking to me, my wife is certainly entitled to any discount because she's had to put up with me since she's 15 years old. Here's the deal with that. Jersey Jack Pinball, this company, has been sold out since last July. Some distributors have games, okay? So online, there's a list of distributors. Some guys have games, including pinballsales.com. So the funny thing was, my left hand bought 100 games from my right hand so that we would have games. And they were selling so fast that I said, well, Jen actually, it was her idea, give her credit again, because she said, there's people that aren't going to know this stuff that's going on every day, and it's going to be silly that they're going to want to buy a limited edition game like a year from now, she said this last year, and you're not going to have a game, because what are you going to say? You don't have a game and you own the company. How come I can't buy a game? So I had to buy games, and we put them on this side. So she's under 20 games right now, I know, and I know that when we release the artwork of the playfield, whoever's got games, there's goodbye games. They're selling already in Australia and the UK for like 12, 13 grand. People are, going crazy. Now, there is the regular games. So let me just say this about that. I sound like Richard Nixon saying that. So, regular game, regular Wizard of Oz. What's different about it than Emerald City, which I'm surprised nobody asked me today, which is a question I get asked. So, I don't believe in taking things off the game. I don't believe in changing the software. I don't think I should build a game and then let me pull out the few toys or a few things that are on the game and take them out and make all these different model games. I don't want to be General Motors. General Motors went bankrupt, okay, doing that, So here's what I did. Emerald City Limited Edition. It's up there. I can actually, whatever. I see Martin up there. Oh, now I'm up there. Okay, so the difference, Emerald City Limited Edition has got green, because of the Emerald City. So the body armor and everything is green, emerald. It's a numbered game, so the first 1,000 games are numbered. There's a signed plaque that goes with the game that's signed by the design team. There's a shaker motor in it, and there's what we call Invisiglass. So it's our version of non-reflective glass on the game, which we did. It's up on the pinballsales.com website. There are pictures showing regular glass, the glass that comes from Germany that Pinball Decal sells, and Invisiglass. The camera shows more than what the eye sees. Our glass is superior to their glass. We worked on it a year. It is. And it comes from the United States also. So that's the difference. Now, regular game. First 1,000 regular games. They're numbered. They have a plaque. They have a different sign certificate. Oh, and Emerald City has a special interactive topper, okay, on the game, which is the Emerald City topper. So regular game. It's just called Wizard of Oz. It's silver like the Bally games were, okay, so it's that finish. So it's not chrome, but it's like the stainless steel look. It's numbered certificate that's signed by me, Keith, and Joe, and probably Greg and a couple other people to throw that in there too. Don't cost anything to force them to sign the thing. And no shaker and no Invisiglass, and a different topper. Now, you could be like Burger King. You can have it your way. You want to add Invisiglass? It'll be $295. You want a shaker motor? It'll be $180, whatever it is for a shaker motor. Okay, you want a propeller on it, make it fly around a building? We'll put that on there for you too. Why not? Why not? Why should I not let you make what you want? If you want to buy the green molding and you want to do that, fine. Now, let me just say something about numbers too. That answered your question? Okay. Let me say something.